Many skills in soccer are going to require you to be able to lock your ankle effectively, especially when it comes to shooting. In my eyes, if you can't effectively lock your ankle right now, then you won't be able to shoot effectively at all. So in this video, I'm going to tell you what locking your ankle really means, and I'm also going to show you how to do it. Okay guys, so locking your ankle is actually not as difficult as you may think. It's very, very simple, at least in theory. Now, what locking your ankle is, so that in case you don't know, is essentially pointing your toes down and flexing your foot downwards and then locking it in place. And essentially, you want to get to the point where when you shoot, even on your follow-through and contact, your toes still stay pointed down. Because if they come up, that means you have a floppy ankle and you're not going to get that solid contact that you want. You think about it, if you keep your foot flexed down and you keep it hard and locked in place, it's going to make better contact with the ball, while if it doesn't stay in place when it's making contact, it's not going to make good contact with the ball. So here's an easy way to tell if you can lock your ankle effectively yet. You'll need a friend or someone else, a family member, to help you with this. All you're going to do is point your toe down and ask your family member to kind of grab your foot underneath and try and force your foot to point upwards, so to basically have your foot come up. What you're going to try and do is resist them and try and keep your ankle locked. Now, if you're able to resist them and keep your ankle locked, that's good. That means you have a pretty good locked ankle and that you're able to lock your ankle effectively. If they can easily move your foot upwards, it means it needs a little bit of work. But don't worry, this can easily be fixed. Just as a side note, as you have a friend or family member kind of help you with this and force your foot up or try and force your foot up, don't let them do it with all their strength. We're not trying to hurt you. We're just trying to see if you can resist them. So tell them, okay, just like kind of mildly push my toes up to see if I can resist you. Don't have them hurt you, okay? And if with a bit of pressure you can resist them, that means you have a good locked ankle. So essentially, when we go to strike a football to shoot, we want the same thing. We want our foot to stay in that locked position throughout the whole motion. So as you're going through the ball, as you're making contact, and on your follow-through, you want the ankle locked. Because if at any point you get what we call a floppy ankle, or your ankle's not locked, you're not going to make solid contact on the ball. So how do we actually practice this? Well, one thing I recommend, which is so simple that you can just do it anytime throughout the day, is I'm doing it right now as I'm saying this, is you can just practice flexing your foot throughout the day. Remember, with this, like any other thing that you're trying, the more you practice it, the better you'll become. Obviously, you're going to need to go out and practice hitting a football with it. You're going to need to practice that, or else, you won't be used to the contact. But you can, just while you're sitting in school or just sitting down anywhere or really anything, practice flexing your foot down and locking it in place. This will develop, I don't know if it's a muscle or something that you're developing, but it will develop whatever it is that allows you to keep your ankle locked. Okay, so that's basically what a locked ankle is. Now, it is very simple, but again, like, you're going to need to practice this for a little bit before you get it down. Now, as you're practicing this, like every week, maybe have a friend do that little test on you to see if they can force your ankle or foot to point upwards, and see if you're making progress. I would say if you practice this pretty often, for about 2 weeks, you'll be able to see that you can lock your ankle. It really won't take that long of a time. Just what I do recommend is that you're also practicing shooting the ball with a locked ankle, because it's not enough to just be sitting down and flexing your foot. You need to get used to what the contact feels like when you're actually hitting the ball as well. But if you do that for a week or two and you do it often, you'll start seeing a difference. You'll start seeing that you can lock your ankle quite easily. Of course, you're going to need to keep practicing it, but this is such a useful skill. Actually, I mean, if you ever want to shoot effectively, this is a must-learn skill, but it's easily learned. It is not as big a problem or an issue as most players think. Okay guys, so main takeaways are that you do need to develop this if you want to start shooting properly. It's not as difficult as you think, and it's actually quite easy to learn. Just do what the test that I recommended by flexing your foot and having a friend try and lift it. And if they can, you need to work on this. And you can just do it by flexing your foot throughout the day and practicing, specifically focusing on locking your ankle when you go out to shoot. Alright guys, so I hope this video is being helpful to you. Make sure you leave a like and a share, and make sure you come back tomorrow for a brand new training video. Make sure you also get notifications by hitting hitting that bell. I want to see my notification squad on each video as well. Alright guys, thank you so much. Subscribe if you're new. Of course, the 2 videos will come across that you can select if you want to learn more on different topics that I think are going to help you. Thanks guys. See you on the next video.